Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I haven't posted in 2 weeks. I've been very busy. I've also been filming some other content, so I've been busy with that. But today we are doing the books that I read in March, and this is also the first video I'm filming where I have changed my YouTube channel name. It is the Bookish Fiend, which is my Bookstagram account. I'm trying to pretty much have everything under the same name now. I'm also creating a website, so that's another big thing that I've been doing recently, and I'm super excited about that. So that's just kind of like the branding that I'm going with, is the Bookish Fiend. So that's where you'll be able to look me up on all of my socials from now on. Also, I will have all the links to my other socials linked down below, like my Bookstagram, my Pango account, which is where I post all of my books that I'm selling, and I'll also eventually have the website link for you guys. And also, I'm trying to get more into TikTok, book talk, so that's another thing. But without further ado, let's go and get on with it and talk about all the books that I read in March. So let's get started. So the first book that I've read in March is A Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and this is her first like paranormal romance book, and it's about a vampire named Misery and a werewolf named Lark, and they're in an arranged marriage to kind of like bring peace between the different factions, because you have the werewolves, the vampires, and the humans, and it's kind of like an enemies to lovers at the very beginning. But this was really cute. I love everything Ali Hazelwood writes. I feel like I say that in every one of my videos, but her books always hit the mark for me, except for her YA. That's the only book I've ever not really liked from her, but I definitely loved this book. Also, I love fantasy as well, so putting that element in there with the paranormal, like the vampires and the werewolves, I loved it. Also, apparently she has brought some fanfic type elements to this book, so I won't be making any knots anytime soon, if you know what I mean, but I also won't be able to think of that word in a normal sense ever again. So definitely there was a huge thing with that, but overall, I love this book. Highly recommend it too. It's very different from what she normally writes, because normally she writes the like STEM-based novels where you have your women in STEM, but now we have vampires and werewolves, and I absolutely love it. And she's planning a sequel for this apparently, which I am super excited about, because this is definitely one of the favorite books I've read this month, and it's Ali Hazelwood. Come on now. She's an auto-buy author for me. I'm gonna read anything she comes out with. So the next book I read is Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. Elle Kennedy is another favorite author of mine, and this is about a girl who goes to study abroad in London, but when she gets there, her roommates turn out to be all boys, but she thought all her roommates were gonna be girls. So there's a whole thing, and plus her roommates, she has some cute roommates. So we got that forced proximity going on there too. Not only that, but there is a love triangle in this book, and you got a bad boy musician as one of the love interests. But this is just, I hate saying I love books, every single one, but I really did love this book. I just think it was super cute, and I love the relationships in this. I love how all of her roommates are just, they have her back, and I love this. And I love how she makes something good out of an interesting situation, because, she planned to have female roommates, but they all turned out to be guys, and she's like, you know what, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna go ahead, and she ends up having an incredible experience in London. This book really makes me want to go to London and England now, so that was definitely a good part. But definitely recommend this one as well. Elle Kennedy just always hits the mark, and also this is not a sports romance, so once again, another author like branching out a little bit. It's also, I don't think it's a part of a series, which I like as well, because she does a lot of the interconnected series, but definitely love this. Also, this cover, there's 3 different colors of this cover, and I kind of want all of them, which sounds so ridiculous, but I just absolutely love this cover. It's probably one of my favorite Elle Kennedy covers ever. So the next book we have is Our Fault by Mercedes Rollins, and I completely understand that this series is not everyone's cup of tea, but it is mine. So this is the 3rd and final book of the Culpa Mia trilogy, The Culpables, and yes, it is a Wattpad book. So go into reading this knowing that it is from Wattpad, but I love Wattpad romances. I love forbidden romances. Obviously, it's a stepbrother and stepsister falling in love, so it's got all the Wattpad vibes in it, but I grew up on Wattpad, so I'm gonna love it. Also, this is the third and final book that she released in the English translation, so had to hurry up and read it, but I liked the ending, so it's definitely a good read for the month of March. Also, I love the covers. I do wish this cover was a little more different from the second book, because you have the pink, the green, and then the blue, but I wish it was a little more different, but it's a cover. I'm here to read the book, not pay. I mean, a cover is obviously an added bonus of a book, but definitely had its moments where it was a little cringe, but I live for the Wattpad cringe, so it made me love this book even more. So the next book I read was Plucked by Helena Hunting, and this is a hockey romance book. It was also the only month in March I didn't really vibe with. The writing, it was like the Wattpad extreme. It was just very immature writing. It was very cringy, but like a cringe I couldn't get past. And it was just weird. There were a lot of weird, the character was just weird. The main female character was just so strange, and it made me uncomfortable. Like, I would not want to meet this person in real life because that's how weird she is. Also, this is like a brother's teammate relationship, and I'm sorry, but like, first off, the brother's weird too. And just a lot of the words she uses, like beaver. Like, why? Like, she said the word beaver way too many times in this book. Like, every other sentence had like some strange word used for another word, and it made reading this so weird. So this was definitely not a favorite book of the month. It's a book I could have done without. It's also on my Pango Books. If you do want to check this book out, it's on there. But without saying any more, it was not the vibes. So the next book I don't actually have the physical copy of because it was an ARC. It was an advanced reader copy. And I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity to read this book before it gets released. And that is Wicked Serve by Grace Riley. And this is a continuation of all of her other books, which I didn't know when I requested it on NetGalley, but definitely want to read the rest of the series now after reading it. And this is about the sister, and she's a volleyball player at the university with all her brothers, and she has like this summer fling with Nick, who is a hockey player for the rival hockey team that her brother plays against, but he ends up getting in some trouble and has to transfer into her university. They don't expect to see each other again after their fling, but then, you know, it's like, hey, I'm here. And I just thought it was a really cute romance. Obviously, it's kind of like a secret romance kind of vibe because they're trying to hide it from all of her brothers, but I loved the characters. I love the storyline. There's also the found family trope, which I really loved, and I'm so excited to read the rest of the series. I'm just really happy that I got the opportunity to read this, and definitely recommend reading this book when it does come out, and I will have the release date attached somewhere on the screen, but definitely recommend reading this whenever it comes out. So the next book I have is Papers Don't Lie by Maeve Hazel, and I'm not going to go too in depth in talking about this book because I will be talking about this book in a video that is also coming out this week where I read a bunch of indie romances, so definitely be on the lookout for that video, but definitely enjoyed this video. It was a little cheesy little romance book. And this is also, if you've never heard of Indigo Eyes, she has written that book as well, but it's another like billionaire marriage of convenience novel, but not going to go too in detail with this. If you want to hear more about this book, definitely tune in for my next video and you'll hear all about this, but this is the last book that I read in March. So those are the 6 books that I read in the month of March. I've definitely not been reading as much as I did last year, but also trying to adjust with a full-time job and then keep up with this and starting at my Bookstagram again. It's been a lot. Also, I got really into running, so that's taken up a lot of time. But also, on the bright side, I really gotten to enjoy my books and take my time reading them, so that's been very fun, and I definitely enjoyed all the books that I read in March. And of course, I have some cool videos coming out in the month of April, so be watching out for those. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and click the notification button. That way you know when I do post all of my videos, and I'm really excited. I'm just really having a good reading year. It's been a good year overall, so I'm really excited to show you guys what I'm up to this year. So until next time, see you guys.